fire,
too
much effort, too much energy, man.
yeah, the energy, like I love it. I love it. The energy is really, really commendable. You guys are really pulling it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I really like it. It's all right. Cynthia Chia Maka, how are you?
Good evening. Good evening. Good morning.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Haha. Good morning. Good evening. How are you now?
I'm doing very well.
Great. Hope you followed up on everything, Sha.
Yes, but I'm not done with the design yet. I'm still on Y or section.
Nah, it's fine. You don't have to be done. You don't have to be done. That's the beauty. You don't have to be done at all, because I like how you guys went further to do your own thing using the YouTube channel. So right now, when we are building, it's not going to be very alien to us. That is the beauty, man. That is why I like what you guys have done. It's very commendable. Very, very commendable.
Thank you.
Yeah. Onyedikachi Ibeji, what's up now? How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Good evening.
Good evening. Hope you're good.
Yes, I spent most of my week studying the client first document. I watched the YouTube tutorial, but I wasn't able to try it out in Webflow. Just try to digest that document first.
Okay.
I've really learned much about naming conventions and
Yep.
how not to destack and
Yep.
all different classes. I'm learning a lot.
That's beautiful, man. Nice one. Really commendable. Really
Thank
commendable.
you.
Yeah. Showbola, how far now? Why did it happen?
God, our wheat, it's not wheat, this padding global.
Don't worry, we'll go solve your problem today. Don't worry yourself. I don't tell you. No need to worry yourself. You don't understand. We'll go sort your before we start, we'll have to look into your case and know what the problem is. Sure you get.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
I saw what who posted his own on the WhatsApp group. Very clean. I checked the desktop view. Wow. I'm like, okay, nice one. That's one. Femi Alpha now, Lua Femi, what's up now? How are you?
My food ground. I just say this now connects to back home. Once you did this place, your level is different. Nice one.
Abi now. How man go do jare? Opeyemi Ajimati. How are you doing? Ope, what's up? Ope, you hear me so? Ope, I'm not sure Ope can hear me, Shabo. Yeah. Who is next on my list? I think I have 3 other people. Toyin Daniels, how are you now? Toyin.
Hello everyone, good evening.
Hi, good evening. What's up?
Good evening.
How is it going so far now? How is the learning curve and everything?
Yeah, this video really helps. So the approach I decided to take was to DIY it by myself, because when I tried reading it, I'm not very much of a reader.
Yep.
So when I tried doing that, reading it, I was like, listen with this, so I just went to the video and then I was able to get, I was able to understand the way the naming convention works.
Yep.
For all sections, yeah.
Welcome to my WhatsApp group. I'm not really huge on reading stuff. Sure you get.
Yep.
I'm not really huge on reading at all, so I can totally relate. If it's not video, man, forget about it. So I tell you for free, I do well when I watch videos. I like practical. That is why, funny enough, that is why I had to start this mentorship thing, because it's more practical. That's my strength, That's my strength. I like practical stuff, practical approach. So yes, I totally can relate with you. I get you. You're not alone in this. I'm with you. So, Benjamin Osagi, what's up? You are next on my list.
Hello, David. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm good.
Great.
Good.
So far, how is it going now?
It has been good. So, for the past week, I've just been reading different documentation,
Okay.
just to get
A whole of it.
a feel of it and insight to it.
Yeah.
And also, I took a start to some of the YouTube videos you have, and just to get a hands-on experience on it also.
Yeah. I did justice to those videos, like I took my time. I think I did about 2 or 3 from start to finish hero section. I took my time to like explain, which, every hero section, every website, is different. So, and you need to like have different perspective. You need to understand it from different, if you understand it from like 5 different websites or landing page. Let's say you were able to utilize client first, or you're able to consume client first framework with different websites or different landing page. It will give you an edge, so when you are doing your own, regardless, you already understand the approach to follow or what to do. So yes, the one I have on my YouTube is great. And this one that we are doing here on this, actual hands-on stuff is also amazing, because this website we are doing is very customized. It's very different. All websites, all landing pages are different somehow. That is why I like that we had to go for this particular one that we are going for, given that it is, it looks a little bit tricky. But yes, that's why we're here. So who else have not gone? I think Okpayemi, how far are you back? Are you here?
Yeah, boss.
Okay, what's up now? How you doing now?
Yeah, okay. I spent the whole week. Thanks for uploading the recording session and uploading it, by the way. So I went through the document before the client first. I went through your videos on YouTube, especially the one with this Tesla stuff. Yeah, I went through this video, and then it was quite helpful. I didn't find it as difficult as I thought it was.
Exactly.
Like Webflow, it's not proven as difficult. Like thanks to this tutorial, I've been able to follow up and do some few things. However, I have a lot of questions, like a lot of some of those stuff that are like moving, they are not moving, they are moving like crazy. So I have some questions.
Yeah, it's fine.
So far, it's been nice. Actually.
All right, that's perfect. That's what I want to hear, man. So far, it's amazing. Okay, it seems like everyone has gone, so we'll just jump right into it. I'll just share my screen. But before I do that, let's see if we can solve Shobola's problem. So Shobola, it looks like you will share your screen first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yìí. So yes, what I'm gonna do, share.
Yeah, share your screen.
Can anyone see the screen?
Yep.
So I think I'll just go back to do a couple of Ctrl+S so that I can then enter my value for the width.
Okay.
Okay, so I think it's currently on auto. From what the video says, I'm gonna have to click on the. I think it's. I didn't go back. Let me go back. Can't find the video again.
Don't worry now. Say we are here live. There's no need.
No, okay, so it says the width has to be about 100. It's currently on auto, and this thing is set to percentage, and Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't go.
So now, from what we are looking at, the problem is coming from section home header. Click on your section home header. Good.
Okay.
Now, what you did is you made the minimum height 100 pixel. That is wrong. It's supposed to be 100 VH viewport height.
Oh.
Yeah, but that didn't still solve the problem. Now you make the width 100%. Make the width 100%.
The same section home header.
Yeah, the same section home header. You make it 100%. Then that is all. Everything should be fine. Okay, that is not yet fine. Click on your main wrapper. Something is wrong somewhere. Click on your main wrapper. Click on your page wrapper. No, the first one. The first one.
Okay.
Click on your body. Okay. Okay, now click on your section home header. To make it display flex box.
Center.
Yeah, center.
Center for just.
Don't center that one. Don't center that one. Okay, click on your container large. Let me see where the problem is. Okay. Open it. Okay, click on the div block. Let's see. Okay, not there. Click on the section home header again. This is supposed to span the entire of the page. Okay, click on. Okay, wait. Let me see. Click on the body. Okay, click on the blue selector from the that thing. Click on the body all pages. Now take away that display. It's not supposed to have any properties. That display, click on the blue display and make it reset it.
Okay.
No, the blue, yeah, no, click on the blue thing, yeah. Reset. Good. I know, right? It's not supposed to have any properties. That's where the problem was coming from. It's just supposed to be body and no properties, nothing attached. So yeah.
Thank you very much.
So I think the problem is solved, Yeah.
I can stop sharing.
Yeah, you can stop sharing now. So who else has like a very simple, straight to the point task issue we can just tackle? If none, all right. Toyi Daniels, you can shoot. The floor is yours.
All right, so let me share my screen. Okay, so the issue I'm having is that firstly, I was able to follow the tutorial, but then I noticed that the responsive version is a bit, it's not responding.
Okay. The response. Okay.
If you know they respond, that's the. And then number two, I didn't get to learn like how. Like I was trying to share it to everyone, and I didn't know how to even share it because when I tried sharing it, so I just went sharing.
Okay.
It was like cut like this. It didn't show what the other things I had done.
Okay.
I don't. Yeah. So those were some of the issues I had. Right.
All right. Cool. So let's talk about how you can publish first. So you go back. Just click on the publish to the top right.
Okay.
Yeah, you can just publish to selected domains. That's it.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, you've always been publishing. Funny enough, but let me show you how.
It was not showing like the way I told you, like this.
This is the published link.
I think so.
Yeah, this is the published link. This is the published link made in Webflow. So what's the problem with the published stuff?
it's not showing everything I've done. It's just showing, yes, just showing the hero section.
Oh, okay. So go back to the Webflow.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Scroll. Let's see your other sections. Okay. So no, pause. Go up. Go to the second section, that the logo section. Okay. Good. Okay. What you have to do now is you have to share with me the read-only link so that I can access it from my end and sort out what the problem is. So you go to share to the top right, and you have to copy the link and share it on this chat section. Share it on this chat section here. Yep, great. So I have to open it from my end.
Right.
I can be able to see. So let me share my screen at this point. Let me share my screen so we will all, because this is troubleshooting. Another good feature, I don't know, or properties or skill sets, maybe another skills that is not highly talked about is troubleshooting. You need to be able to know how to troubleshoot, because most times you will most likely get projects that has already been built, but something needs to be done about one thing, or something needs to be done about another thing. So troubleshooting is also something that we need to be able to understand. So now we look at the project, her project. I can only make changes, but it's not going to reflect, on her end. It's just going to show on my end. So it is not like, it is not a public, changes. It's just a private change. So she's not going to see it. So yeah. So this is our project. And when I preview here, it shows everything. But me, I cannot publish her because I don't have the right to publish, because yeah. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to, oops, what's going on here? Oh man. This is just crazy. I think I have to, page cannot be found, really. So look at what we're doing from last time. Kindly share the published link. Yeah. Toyin, you can share the published link to us as well. You can share the published link to us too. So yeah, this is her project. So what I'll probably do is, number one, I will go look at this section. I'll look at her, what's it called? The navigator. She has the section logo. Why is my mouse not moving? I need to update my Arc browser, man. So I'll look at the section logo, because from the section logo downwards, they are not showing. So I'll go and check the settings here, and I'll click, I am on section logo. I'll click on settings, and I'll look at, some things. Nothing is wrong with it. I'll go to our section Y. Nothing is wrong with it. Then I am going to go back to section logo. Have you shared the published link?
Yes, I have.
All right. Let me go look at your published link if I would have that same problem from my end too. So I've opened that, and let's see. See, everything is showing from my end. So I don't think you have a problem. Maybe the problem will be from your browser. Maybe use another browser to confirm. Yeah. So because I did not really see any problem, like now checking for issues, everything works. So I think the problem will most likely be coming from your browser. So this is it. It's looking
okay. I just use another window now, and it's showing.
Yeah, the full thing. Yeah. So it's exactly. It's most likely your browser. But yeah, good job so far. But then it is not responsive, because if we go click on the tablets, But I think before the end of this class, this mentorship, you guys would, you know, if the YouTube would not, this class will do justice to responsivity as well. So yeah, this screen is not responsive. All these images are all separate. So yes, we would most likely talk about responsive design as during the course of this, our, you know, mentorship. So yes, we'll just continue from where we stopped from last time. Let's jump right into this project. Let's jump right into this. So I am here. Let me open let me sign in. Let me sign in and see. Okay, mentorship is open. So we stopped at exactly this point where I was trying to customize the style guide, which is something you guys are already used to. So this is the actual page. We just have main wrapper, nothing else inside. So we're going to start from scratch. But before we do that, let's look at our style guide again one last time. And I think from last time we talked about the H1 and we talked about the typography, which is what's it called? Poppins as the fonts that we'll be using across different sections. And we looked at the colors, you know, the buttons. You know, we have this as the primary button here. So this is a primary button, and let's go and talk about the button. This is the primary button here. Is there a secondary button? I am not sure. So this is the same primary button. Okay, yeah, we have a secondary button. This secondary button, this one that is just white background and the border of black and starts free trial. We also have like a small button, I would say. This is like a small button. So let's go talk about the button now. So we're going to go to the Webflow. We're going to go to the client. Go to the framework, which is this. So let's just scroll down to, oops, I think this from last time. I was trying to make a point and I did something wrong. Okay, good. So I'm just going to scroll down to buttons. I'll scroll down to buttons. Now the button here is what? Black and white text. But our design is telling us, hey, look, the button is supposed to be blue with a rounded corner, and it has this kind of feel. The border has like a feel to it. You know, let's just say maybe a shadow or, you know, something. So we're just gonna go here and we are on this button. Now the button has a class. This button has a class of button. So whenever you call any button, whenever you give any button this class name, it automatically comes with this property, black or whatever color you want to use. We have a button, still button, but with a combo class of is small. This thing is just like English language. It's a button, but we have added an extra property of small. So yes, what this means is have all the properties of this black primary button, have it with you. However, we want to go a step further by giving you other properties that we do not want this primary button to have. We want to give you a separate new added properties. That is where combo class comes in. Combo class simply means inherit all of the properties from your parents or from whoever, plus more and more. You know, more like a queen and more, a button and more, you know, with more features, more properties. This other one too is still a button, is still inheriting the properties from this guy. they still call it button, but it's large, means the property is it's large, you know. So whenever you call something a button plus combo is large, it becomes big like this. We have this one, it's still a button, but is secondary button. So let's go start with this first one, which is this primary button. We're just going to go here to the Figma and we're going to copy the color. Just click on the button. It has a gradient thing to it. So let's see if we can try to mimic that gradient stuff. So we have this gradient thing here of two colors. This is the first color for the gradient. This is the second color for the gradient, right? I guess so. I hope so. So this is the gradient, first color and second color. So let's copy this first color. So I'm going to go to my Webflow and I'll scroll down to background, you know, image and gradient. And I'm going to click on this plus sign. See, I want to edit the button color. I'm going to click on this second one, linear gradient. And I'm going to click on the black, the first color. And I'm going to paste the first color that I copied from the Figma. Go back to here. I'm going to copy the second color. I've copied it. And I'm going to go back to my Webflow. And I'm going to click on this white part. If I click on this white part, it's going to allow me change the color here. And boom, we have our button. We've mimicked what we have on the Webflow, on the Figma, sorry. But notice how our button here has this rounded edges. So we're just going to check this rounded edges has the property of, where is it? The radius. It just says radius extra large. If you look closely, you're going to see 32 pixels. So it has 32 pixels of corner radius. So I'm just going to go to my Webflow and this is the radius, corner radius. 32 can also mean 2 rem. Like I said, client first uses rem, not pixels. So I entered 2 rem. It has cornered our button for us. It cornered this one and every other person that has that property of button or has that class name of button. So it is therefore going to give everybody corner radius and color because they are all using the primary class name button. So they are all getting their properties from this first guy. If you have any question at any point, feel free to raise up your hand and you can speak. So yep, I think we are done with the button parts. So we just have to worry about 2 kind of button, the primary button and the secondary button. Now this secondary button is also looking like our primary button. However, on Figma, we want our primary button, our secondary button to look like this guy here. We have 2 kinds of button. We want it to look like this start free trial, just a gray border and white background. So I'm going to go here. I can choose to edit this guy and it will not affect anybody. It will only affect this guy because it is having a combo of is secondary. That means if I tamper with the color or the background color, it will only affect this is secondary. It won't affect every other person. So let's go and do that. So now we do not want a gradient. We just want a white background. So what I'm going to do, I am going to click on this remove. I do not want it on my is secondary. I click on remove and instead I'm going to click on the color, the single color. Click on it and drag it to white. So I want it to be pure white and I want the border to not be pure black, but I want it to instead be see, this is the new feature they added, which is frustrating. So what you can do, like I was explaining to Who was I even explaining it to self? You can just, get it out of the way. So let's make it like this instead. See? So this is more like a secondary button. Done. How about the text inside of the text is black? Great. So we don't have to worry about it. So what else do we need to worry about? The paragraph. Is the paragraph text by default 16 pixels? Let's confirm. Yeah, by default 14 pixel here. And here is like 14 pixels. Why 14 pixels? We're going to use 16 pixels. They use 14 pixels mostly across, but we're going to use 16 pixel as the paragraph text. 14 looks so small to me. So yeah, let's assume we are done. Any other changes we need to make, we can make it on the home page. We don't necessarily have to come back to the style guide. So let's jump right into the home page and start building our foundation. So as you all have learned, this is the main wrapper. Inside of the main wrapper, we're going to bring in a div block. Now we have this div block. This div block will serve as our section, hero section, because we want to build out the hero section. Great. So mind you, if as I explained in my video, as you're building out, for every section you're building out, you have to target a section from the settings panel. I am on this div block. I go here to this settings and I'm going to tag it not as a div block because it's a section. You want to target section. Or if you don't want to use section, if you don't want to use a div block, I deleted it. In my main wrapper, let me add a section. This section, you might use a section. You might use a div block and target a section. But if you use a section, good. You don't have to target a section. So let's use this instead. Let's use another approach. So I'm using a section. By default, in the settings, it is tag section, which is good for SEO and Google crawlers. So when they crawl your websites, they know that, oh, this is the hero section. This is the, they want to see the arrangements. It helps. So we have section. Now we're going to call this section underscore hero. Section underscore hero. Oops. It is calling from the previous one I've done. So let's call it something else. Section hero 1. Just call it section hero 1. Okay. Now we have that. Now let us bring in a div block inside of it. As we all know, we are going to do the next step of the foundation, which is padding global. Padding global adds 2.5 frame left and right, as we all know again. However, the new framework, they updated client first, and now they insisted it is not a must, but it is just what is best. They now say that you can combine padding global and padding section large or medium or small. Let's do that. So here, and you see, you can just type padding section. Now let me explain you what this padding section does. I don't know if you know what it really does. Now let's use this logo section for instance. What padding section does, what padding section large or medium or small does is it adds padding top and bottom. Let's say for instance this is your logo section. You see this extra white space here. It is not just there by magic. It is because of the power of padding section large. If you can call it large, you can call it medium. So the more white space you have top and bottom is dependent on the type of padding section you are using. Padding section large would most likely add a larger white space top and bottom, maybe 8 rem, 8 rem, up and bottom. Maybe if you say padding section medium, it could be 4 rem top, 4 rem bottom. So it is not too plenty white space. So for the course of our design, we're going to use padding section large because we want to add white and a space up, top, and bottom, most likely. But this design, the problem now is the style of this design may not align with we using that padding section large, because we have a design here that has this image clinged to the bottom of the hero section. But regardless, let's just continue. So I'm going to use padding section large. I don't even want to think about it too much. So I have I've added a combo class to our padding global. Now this padding section large is now combined with padding global. That means 2.5 frame here, 2.5 frame here. That is the work of padding global. Now 8 rem padding top, 8 rem padding down. That is the work of padding section large. It's adding 8 rem up and down, creating white spaces of 8 rem. But let's just forge ahead. It will all make sense at the end of the day. Now the next thing I want to do is to now do another div block, and we're going to call this. Now look at how this div block I added is here in the middle, creating this amazing white space here and white space here. It is because of this padding global that we added padding section. You see, if I hover, you see the work of that 8 rem up and bottom. That is why we have. So it is all about structure. As you are bringing things into your canvas, know why it is acting the way it is acting. That is why Showballer, when you shared your project with me, I was studying it. I was looking at, okay, the problem is coming from here, because you need to understand why is this, because it cannot just behave anyhow. You have to tell it, you have to show it what to do and how it should behave. Whatever you do is what it will do. Whatever you ask it to do is what it's going to do. So moving on, we're going to call this div block container large. Once you start typing container, it just pops up all the whole options for you. So I'm going with container large. Now container large has done its magic, adding 70 rem, but by default it's 80 rem because I changed it from last week. So I made it 80 rem. See how it increased this guy here. Now what we're going to do next is we're going to breathe. Yeah, we're going to stop here, like not stop here. We are done with the foundation at this point. But going back to look at the design. All right, it looks like someone has a question to ask. Okay, you can ask.
Yeah, I understood the purpose of the padding, the combo for the padding. But I want to understand, what's the purpose of that container large for medium? What really is its purpose?
Okay. Great. I think I talked about it last week. Just to be clear that someone knows what it does, can someone else from us answer her? If you feel you have a clear understanding, even if you don't, or if you really want to try, you can just signify and say, hey, okay, let me explain to the best of my knowledge. Can anyone try to explain container large to her? Anyone?
Let me try.
All right, Onyedikachi, shoot.
Okay, so container large is the container that you now. So every design you want to do for the hero section is going to sit inside the container large. So this is how I like to think about it. So first is we have section hero. Section hero is the hero section, right? Then inside that we have padding global. But padding global doesn't really do anything like in terms of container. It's just helping you to set margin left, right,
Yeah.
top. Then the actual container that now has everything that's supposed to be inside the hero section is now inside container large.
Yes. Yes. All right. Who else? Okay, great. Cynthia, you can go.
So what I understand by container large is basically just housing all your designs. For instance, let's say it's like a frame. So all your contents are going to be inside that container large.
Yeah, exactly. But then this container large has a defined width. Now let's be more practical. Let me use what website should I use now? Let's say Wise. Let's assume Wise. Okay, this is Wise website. Okay, looking good. Now, this is Wise website, yeah? Now, container large is what is making all of this content plus this image starts from here to here. If you scroll, you see container large is what is making it container, not even container large, a container is what is making it not go beyond this point to this point, because a container has been set to a maximum width of maybe 70 rem, 80 rem, so whenever content, so it boils down to this, your screen size. Whenever content, no matter how you are expanding your screen, whenever the content hits 80 rem, it stops there. It cannot go beyond. If you like, let your screen size be as big as a house. It is going to limit all the content inside that maximum width that you have set. Do you understand?
Yes, it's clear. It's clear now.
Yeah. I like this thing these guys did on their site there. Okay. Let me just be looking first and be drawing inspiration. Okay, yeah, that's it. But now, padding global, let me tell you why padding global is important. Padding global may not be doing too much, but it is important because now this is the trick. Before a content reaches its maximum width, before it reaches the container's maximum width, you would expect the content to be touching the two edges. Now, padding global is what is making it not touch the edges of, your website. For instance, let's assume, let's do inspect this website. Now watch. Okay, now I have inspected the websites. We are at this very big screen of 3077 screen size. So like I said, no matter how big my screen size will be, it will always limit the content to, a particular container size. You see, this is what I'm talking about. Now, what if before it gets to that particular size, what do you think should happen? Now, let us try to make it small like this. Now, look at this. At this point, it has not yet get to its maximum width of 80 rem. That means you would expect the content to be touching the edges. It's very bad. It's wrong. It's bad UX if a website content is touching, edges like this. Do you understand what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense that a website would touch the edge. I don't know what that means, but this edge, it shouldn't. It should never. It should never. So it is the work of that padding global, 2.5 here, 2.5 here, which means let us keep our website sane. Let the layout, let it not ever touch the edge. no matter how I make it small, it will never touch the edge. Are you seeing the magic? So this is where padding global plays a very important role. This is the work of padding global on both sides. Do you see the foundation coming, playing a huge role? Do we understand? Do we?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice one. So yeah, that's it. That's padding global for you. So let us go back off. Let's go off this thing. So yeah, continue from where we stop. Now we're at container large. After container large, let's go back to our design, like I said. And there is something about our design. Our design is taking 100 viewport height. If you are a designer here, you will know what 100 viewport height means. 100 viewport height means taking the full width and height of your exact screen without scrolling back to wise. Now, this is what I mean. Without scrolling, this is 100 viewport height. From here to here, you are seeing everything. You are seeing the entire hero section. Even though this one is not entire share, you have to still scroll. But yeah, that's what it means for something to have 100 viewport heights. That means what your eyes can see. What your eyes can see at a go without scrolling. That's what it means. So that's what we want to do. We want to give our section hero, that's the section hero, we want to give it 100 VH as the minimum height. So we are going to go to section hero. That is this guy. See how it's the entire body. We're going to say, hey, 100 VH. So it's going to calculate for us. Boom! I hit enter. Now it is no longer a small, it is now an entire page. That means this entire page that your eyes can see. Everywhere is now 100 VH. All right. So now we now have our padding global. We now have our container large in between. Now, what we want to do next is we want to make sure we start adding elements bit by bit. Now we are going to see this in 2 dimensions. Before we do anything, we want to add this background. We want to add this background. I think what I'm going to do, I am going to, this background is more like, I think from last time I did it, it's like a gradient. So I'll go back to Webflow. I'll go back to my section hero. Yeah. Go back to my section hero and I'm going to scroll down to background. I'm going to scroll down to background. I'm going to click on this plus sign and I'm going to go to, let's say linear gradient again. So I'm going to check my Figma file. And why is this thing misbehaving at this point in time? I think I'll need to update this arc thing. They always have updates. Okay. So this is telling me it's just one color. Okay, let's assume it's one color, right? Then there is also like a hero image. Okay, no, not that one. There's also a hero block. There's also the home. Okay. If it's one color, there is a header background. Okay, we also have a header background. Let's try to export it and let's see what that means. Let's preview. Okay, good. So we now exactly. So we have the, okay, let's go and make the hero section. Let's give it the color that we see there. Oops. We have this, And let's do the same for this too. So I just give it the desired color like this, gradient, so I can choose to tweak it how I want to. Maybe make one a little bit lighter and make the other one
Sorry,
yeah.
that's no longer gradient anymore. It's one color.
Okay, sorry, I'm supposed to be here at gradient, but yeah, let's just use one color. It's not a gradient.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just use one color. Let's use one color. It's color overlay. Okay, yeah, let's do that. We can even choose the color from here if we want, which I'll most likely do. Let's choose the color from here instead. And yep, so I'm just going to undo this one. We don't need it anymore. Now we need it. I like it like that. Okay, let's work with this. So now we have this. Now there is also something that we need to download from the Figma, which is this header BG. It has, if you look at it from the preview, it has this color things going on, and it also has the, I think, the lines. It also has all of these lines. If you notice there's like line stuff going on. So let's download that as PNG and see how that would fit. So I just downloaded that. So how do we now fit it into our design? Now, still on the hero section hero, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring in an image. Now I brought in an image. Look at it here. Look at the image here. And I want to bring in that. I want to bring in that. I want to bring in that guy. So it's inside. Okay, we can use this approach if we want. So what this is doing is it's bringing out everything for us. Okay. Sorry, this is the, okay, good. All right, so under the header BG, if we want to export everything, both the lines and this background logo, that's one way you can do it. But because from what he did a different animation for all of this, logos. I think they were moving or something like that. But for the course of this, I think let's just go with having all of them as like one image, as it is like this. We'll talk about interactions much later as we, finish the course, as we finish the landing page. So far, let's just assume we want to, don't worry. Let's just assume we want to get everything like this as one image. Now this is the catch. This is the catch. This is the catch. Okay. Section hero. Okay, I'm thinking of something, because this can be very tricky. Okay, now for this section hero, you can also scroll down to backgrounds and click on this plus sign. Let's delete this image. Deleted. Now you can go to your section hero, and instead you want to now also add a background image. So I click on the plus, and I went to the first one, which is image, and I'm going to choose an image, and I'm going to now choose that image that we have downloaded, something like this. See, something like this. Now I'm just going to do some few settings here, and I'm going to choose the size to cover. I'll click on cover. Boom, it has aligned very well. And I'm going to click on the position, I'm going to set it to center. Boom, it has aligned even more. And I'm going to the tile, I'm going to say no, don't tile. That means it should not repeat itself. Boom. And that's it. So if I click on preview, you see what we have. See what we have.
Sorry, can we pause for like a few minutes?
Okay. If you want to catch up, yes, you can catch up. I'll just repeat again. Let me repeat myself again. Let me undo everything. Let me just undo everything. So this is where we are at.
I hope I'm not dragging us back.
No. So this is where we are at. After container large, I want to now sort out the background parts. The background parts. And I downloaded the background from here. Header BG. Header BG gave us both all this logo background. It gave us this arithmetic or this linear background. It also gave us this light bulb, this transparent light bulb, 2 of them. That is everything that is inside of this header BG. So I just took everything as one image, then went back to my Webflow, go to my section hero. I want to add a background image to the section hero because I want it to be a background image. You understand? On section hero, I will just scroll down to here. We already have our blue color, which is fine. I'll just click on add. I want to add something else. Add. Then I'll click on this first one, which is image. Choose image. Then I would now choose on the image that we have downloaded. But before that, you must have imported it to your assets, just as we have it here. So I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to click on, now it's there. But we want to do some other small styling, which is instead of the sizing, instead of leaving it at custom, put it to cover. Let it cover everywhere. Let it fit properly. So that's the work of cover. And the positioning should always be in center. So it's balanced just as we have it on the design. And this tiling, you want to say no tiling. So it should not repeat itself just once. And boom. I think that's basically it for the settings. Now look how we now have that as our background image. Now back to the design. Now let us now start talking about adding headings like this, adding paragraph like this, adding this small, highlights here. Now what we want to do, we're going to look at this in two ways. We're going to look at this in 2 div blocks. The first div block is going to house everything here. Notice how there's a frame that is housing everything. This heading is housing this paragraph, is housing this button, is also housing this highlights, So that's the first div block. Second div block is going to house the image. Like I said, first div block, we house everything inside. Second div block, we house the image. Now, there's going to be an almighty div block that we house the 2 of them. There's going to be a component, an almighty div block that we house the 2 of them. So we're going to start with that almighty div block. We're going to call it component, which is now the hero component. So inside of the container large, let's start bringing in stuff. We're going to bring in a div block, and we're going to call this div block hero component. Hero underscore component. So this component is the one that will house those 2 other div blocks. All right. So this one is just there, nothing serious, no styling for now. We will not style it for now. Just leave everything as is. Inside of it, we want to bring in another div block again inside. This first div block, we will now house that top one I talked about. We're going to call this one. Just see how everything is being arranged. Let it be arranged. Let it make sense to your brain first. Let it make sense. Let know what you want to do before you execute. It's easier like that. Now, the second one is, we're going to call it hero content. Hero content, because it is a bunch of contents. Let me remove all this styling first. Because why? They are just from the design. We're going to call that one that is housing everybody hero content, because it's just a bunch of content inside. Heading, paragraph, button, all of these are content. So we call it hero content. All right. Now we have done that. Now, what do we want to put inside of hero content? Number one, we want to put a heading. See? I bring in H1. H1 is showing us black. I will come here and copy our H1 content, copy it. Then I will come here and paste it. Revolutionize your business with logo templates. Okay. Logo templates. That's the first thing I want to do. Don't worry about how it looks. Just get in all the content first. Right. Now we have the hero content heading 1. Go back and we now have this paragraph. I've copied the paragraph. Copied. Come here to my Webflow. Right under the heading 1, I'm going to call it in a paragraph. Boom. And I'm going to paste that paragraph that we have pasted. See, we brought in 2 things. Okay, we're doing well. Now we're going to bring in a logo. Sorry, a button that we're going to give logo a try as the text. Going to go back and we're going to bring, right under the paragraph, we're going to bring in a button. Boom, it's inside. What are the questions you ask? Is that a question or something?
Yeah, just a question, a quick one. I already wrote it in the chat because I didn't want to disturb.
All right, go ahead.
I found out that you don't click the plus sign, just press some.
Oh, okay, yeah. I use shortcuts. I'm a huge fan of shortcuts. It's like Command E. Command is like is it Control E on desktop? Or Mac is like Command E shortcut. Okay. Yes, so I tried. I don't really use these add elements, I'll start searching for things. Just do Command E, then just search for whatever you're looking for. If it's a button, type BU. If it's a div block, type div. If it's a section, type SEC. Whatever. If it's a link, type LIN, just like that. So yeah. So I am pasting that give logo a try. Now let us test our first magic. This is just a random button without any class, looking very boring and all. Now let us go and call this button. Let's call it a class of button. Remember button that we styled in our style guide. So we want to go and give it this button. Let's try if it will work. So I'll just click here and I'll start typing BUTT and I'm going to see it here pop up. Where is it popping out from? Because we have it in our style guide, it is suggesting. So what I say, okay, yeah, I saw it. Once you click on it, boom, it is going to just emulate the property of whatever style that you've given to anything called button. So you see, give logo a try, it's perfect. Now, moving on, what else do we have inside of that content? That's basically it. We'll come back to this this guy later. Now let us go and arrange it so that it will make sense and it's all well designed and having white, looking good like this guy. So I will go back here. There are different ways to go about the layout. There are different ways. Way number one is somebody might come and say, okay, since we have this hero content, our text, our hero, our heading is black, paragraph is black. They are black because from the style guide, they are black there too. However, you can tamper with the parent of an element. Whatever style you give to these parents will affect the children as regards to typography, colors, and styling. So now what I'm saying is hero content is there. If I give this hero content, if I scroll down to typography, I'm at hero content too. If I scroll down to typography and give the color, change it from black to white, it changes everybody. This is what's happening. See the magic that's happening. So it is now overriding the black that it has as a default. Because this parent is now the new boss. See this hero content is now the new master. So as I am giving this new master under typography, I'm not under anywhere else. Mind you, don't go and start doing it under background color. I did not say so. Know when to use typography color and know when to use background color. So I change it to white. So the children are now white. First one done. First one is done. Now, if we notice the second, this is aligned in the center. Aligned in the center. They are not like starting from the left-hand side. It's all in the center. Both the heading and the paragraph. How do we achieve that? Still on this hero content, still on this parent, still on the parent. I will now tell the parents, I want you to align all your children to the center. See, under typography, align all your children to the center. Once I click this, boom, everybody is aligned to the center. So they are calling its property from the boss, which is the master, the one that houses all these guys. See how easy it is. See how easy we are getting there. Good. Now the next thing we need to solve is, now this is different, like there's a reasonable amount of space in between the three contents. It's not just two, they are not together, like joined together. This one is having space here. This paragraph text is having space with this heading. How do we do that? Go back here. This is where we now tell that same hero content. I want you to display all your children in a flex box, style. However, not horizontally, because horizontal, display it horizontal like this. But I want you to display them vertically. See, it had displayed them vertically, but it pushed some of them to the edge. It's because the alignment also needs to be center. And this gap is the gap in between. It has 1.5 rem, 1.5 rem. You can make it 1 rem. You can make it 1.5 rem. You can make it 2 rem. Oh, I say 11 rem. You can make it 2 rem. Let's assume 1.5 rem is perfect. So you see, That's the gap in between each of the elements. Gap, the space in between. That's the third thing that we have done. Now let us preview. Oh, look at what we have. Looking good. Revolutionize this and all of that. Now, what if, looking at our design, revolutionize your business is on one line, and with logo template is on another line. So these are the little things you need to pay attention to. Very important things. Layout, how it is on the design, is what you want to achieve on your Webflow. You do not want to like rush. You do not want to like just do shabby layouts, because that is what is important to a client. They want to get it pixel perfect. So revolutionize on one line. So how do we achieve that? I will still go back to the parent, which is the hero content. The parent is spanning from here to here. That is why you cannot just, now what people do mostly, they will go and press enter and they will break their design. This is very wrong. This is bad. This is not good. This is not good at all. Don't do that. Never do that. Don't ever hit enter. It's not a good convention. It's not a good thing to do. So on hero content, what I'm going to do, I'll just go to the width. Two things. I can come and add padding, left and right padding. But until it pushes it, until it breaks it like this. But this is looking very weird. So what I'll most likely do, I'll just give it a width. I will give that container or that hero content a width, so that the width will now be what will push this width logo down. So right now, the hero content doesn't have any width. So whatever content is inside, the hero content will go by, the hero content, the div block is fluid based on the content inside. If the content text is big, the hero content, the width will also be big. It doesn't really care because there is no width. But if we give it a defined width of, say, okay, let us limit your width to 500 pixels. Let's make it 500. Oh, look at how we compressed everything to one side. 500. 500 is too small, obviously. Let us test 700 pixel. Oh, 700. Not bad. We're not there yet. Let's say, okay, 800 pixel. Nah, we're still not there. 900 pixel. Oh, okay, 900 is good. So this is what we want, 900. Let's say 950. So to just create room for, 950 pixel. Now we are at 950 pixel. Perfecto. However, if we preview, notice how it has pushed our content to the left-hand side, looking very weird. It is not aligned at the center anymore. Like the entire content is one-sided, So all you need to do, still on the hero content. Mind you, I have not touched this guy. I've not added any class, because the goal of client first is to be as classless as possible, to have like minimum number of class. This paragraph is looking pretty, no any styling. I like to see things less styled. If one thing can handle all the problems, there's no need tampering with this guy or this guy, So now what I'll need to do is I would say, okay, this guy, why are you one-sided? There's only one way to solve this problem. I will come to the spacing here. There's a very tiny icon here that centers stuff. It says center element horizontally. It requires fixed width. Because of we've given that guy a fixed width, you can click on this icon to center it. Boom. It has centered it. What it does basically is just add auto margin left and right. Auto. Let's assume we don't want to use this icon. You can just say, okay, let us make the margin here auto and the margin here auto. It's basically doing this same work as clicking this guy. So right now we have it's back at the center, looking perfect, looking very perfect. Now the next thing we want to do, I think we're done with that top part, is we want to add this image part. We want to add this image part. So I'm going to click on the image. I'm going to go to PNG 1.5 or 2 pixel. Let's just say 2 pixel, double, like by 2, and downloaded it. Go back to my Webflow. Now, where am I going to add this? I'm going to close my hero contents. I'm going to collapse it. We are done with that part. I'm going to go back to my hero components. Mind you, I said hero components will have 2 div blocks. The one that houses the content and another one that houses the image. Now, inside of the hero components, we're going to bring in a div block. This div block is here, right under our hero content. It is going to house the image. So I'm going to call it hero image. I'm going to call it hero image. Just call it hero image. Now, inside of the div block, I'm going to bring in an image element. I'm bringing an image element. Now, I'm going to choose an image. I'm going to choose an image from what I've just downloaded. Oops, sorry, my bad. I'm going to repeat that again. Choose image. I'm going to drag this inside of here. All right, boom. We have a very big image trying to load. It's taking its time. It's just chilling. Okay, see, this is a big image here, chilling. Now, at this point, my system have hung. All right, let's try and preview so far to see what we've done. What's happening? No, don't worry. So this is it. All right, great. So if I preview this, now we have this. It's looking very weird, right? The image is very close to all of this content. It's not okay. If you look at the Figma design, you'll see how the image is clipping to the edge of our hero section. See? And we have just a very reasonable amount of space in between. So that's what we're going to try to do right now. Now, back here, let's go back. Now, this part is kind of tricky. We want this image to clip to the edge of this ending part. It is called positioning. It is called positioning. Now, 2 ways or 3 ways different people would approach it. Way number 1, I will click on this hero component. Hero component is the parent of hero content and hero image. This guy is the parent of these 2. I'm going to click on this guy and I'm going to say, hey, I want your children to have a flexbox layout. And I'm going to click on display flex. Boom. See how it has displayed the two children in a horizontal direction, but we don't want that. We want it to be vertical like this. So we are back to our normal vertical, how it was before. But we want to create a gap in between them. I'm going to say, hey, the gap to be maybe 3 rem. So we now have 3 rem here. See, we now have that spacing here of 3 rem gap. But if we preview, yeah, we have the gap, but this is not giving. There's a weird thing going on here. See, it's a very weird thing going on here. This is not what the client wants. And you're going to give this to the client and say, hey, Omo, this is what I was able to achieve. Client will tell you now, bros, look at what we have on our design. Are you blind? Can't you see how this is clipping to this, you know? And you will say, no, Jare, all these designers, people don't know, you'll be doing something that developers cannot do. You know, they'll now start arguing and dragging themselves on Twitter. It's very sad. It happens to me sometimes. To just go and cook something that is very weird. Imagine someone giving you a design and there's this very annoying interaction going on. You just be vexing, say, oh, which kind wala be this one now? Here you get. So yeah, these are the issues. So yeah, let's trash that part out. So this is the way someone would probably go about it. And maybe it's not the best way to go about it. So, but this is still fine. However, to trash that part out, this is what we're going to do. It is a little bit technical, but not so technical. We're going to introduce something known as positioning. I think I did it in the video, in one of my YouTube videos. I talked about positioning, absolute positions, relative positions, you know, fixed, static, sticky, sorry. If you have gone through the positioning video, then this will most likely not be a problem for you. So what we're going to do, we're going to tell this parent, this child, hero image. This is a trick about positioning. This is hero section. We all agree. Hero section is what is having this edge. Let me use the design, the Figma. The hero section is what is starting from here and ending here. Now we want to position this image to the border of the hero section. So we want this image to be positioned to clip with the hero section bottom. That's the first thing you would understand first, because you have to break it down in your head. It has to make sense to you. We want to clip this image to the bottom of the hero section. That's number one. So the two people involved would be the hero section and the image. These are the two people involved in this whole drama that's going on. Now, what do we do? Using positioning, how positioning works is hero section, we are going to make you relative. This is under positioning. I'm going to make it relative. That's the first step because it is the parent. Now, after that, I will now go to the hero image, not the actual image, the div block that has hero image. I will now go and make it position absolute. The parent is made relative. The one that you want to actually put the action on will have position absolute. What this does is the hero image is going to position itself absolutely. It is going to now see the section hero as the new boss. Mind you, the boss right now is hero component, which means hero component is the one housing these two guys, both the hero image and hero component. But what we are trying to do, we are trying to change the order of things. That's the one major way we can solve this problem of clipping. We want to tell this hero image, now, we don't want you to be in the confine of hero components because of what the kind of design we have from the Figma. We don't want you to be in the confine of this hero component. We don't want you to be trapped inside of hero components anymore. We want you to be free. We want to free you so that you can clip yourself to the section hero. You know, we want to free you so that you can clip yourself. Now, how do we do that in Webflow terms? It simply means you are going to make the guy that you want the hero image to clip to. You're going to make it position relative. That means as you are telling this hero image to free itself, it is freeing itself based on who am I freeing myself to? So it is going to free itself to whoever has relative positioning. This hero image.
We're telling the image to be vulnerable to the.
Thank you. That's the keyword. Yes, we are telling the hero image, please be vulnerable. Go out, find who has position relative, and stay with the person. Clip yourself to the person. And that's what we're going to do in Webflow terms. So section hero has relative. Now hero, this is where the magic happens. Hero image, we will now have from static, we're going to say absolute. Boom. Scattered. It has now freed itself. This is the first stage. It is no longer in the confine of hero components. It is still at the position where it is on your navigator, but you have given it a more, you've given it freedom. Now, the job is done. We just need to do one thing. Now, we now have positions here. The absolute comes with positions. Do you want it? Now, it's telling you, do you want me to go to the top left? I will obey. If I click top left, boom, it is now at the top left of the section hero. It is now finding that thing that has relative, and it has gone to the top left to stay there. But because the image is too big, you will think it's covering everywhere. But where it actually is, top left. Do you want me to go to top right? I am going there. Do you want me to stay in the bottom left? If you click bottom left, it's at the bottom left. But if you want it to clip to bottom, the entire bottom, just click on this one. So it is now at the entire bottom. That's the magic. But it may not really make sense because it is here like this. Okay, I still have another way to go about it. But yeah, so far, this is what we get, which is very weird. Let's make the image small. The image is too big. So I'm going to say, okay, we are done. We are almost done. I'm going to click on the actual image itself now. I did not give it any width, nothing, no class. But notice here, there's a small node. There's a node here that we can drag. Because the image itself is very big, because I exported it as 2x, I'm going to click on this node and reduce the size. I'm reducing the size. Let's check the Figma and see. The size is roughly, the property is about 880, the width. So we're going to go to Webflow and say, okay, let's try and make you 880. See how the size is changing. 880, give or take, something like this. But it is weirdly, and then to click here. Okay, good. So it's here, basically. So how do we make it be in the center? Still on the hero image. I'll still say, okay, let's make you flex box and let's make you center. Center, good. This center here. This one, justify center. So if I preview, not bad so far. So far, so good. So far, so good, I would say. Now it's looking like this. All I need to do, we have a very weird space here. So I'll just try and touch some few things. Let me try and increase the size of my image to like this. To maybe 1,000. Let's preview. So this is what we have. Sometimes preview from Webflow can be deceptive. So what you need to do, you want to actually check it, in real life. So I will just publish it to actual link and we're going to see how it looks like in real life. I'm just going to open it here and open it in my desktop. See, this is what we have. Looking good. But then the space here is crazy. That means this guy has to be at the center. Now, how do we do that? It's very simple. I'm going to close this. I'm going to close this. Now, for we to achieve that, mind you, the hero section is just there. This guy is just there. Hero component is just there. Now, how do we make all of this hero content be at the center? I need to just do one thing. I need to go to my section hero and I'm going to make it display flex box. And what it's doing is section hero is like the general, container for everybody. So I'm going to make it display flex box, horizontal, and align center and justify middle. Now we have this. It has taken the entire content to start from the center. Now with this, we can fly. So I'm going to go back to this image. Maybe it's too big. All right. Let me do that again. So going to the section hero, for me to be able to solve this problem, that means we want this guy to start from the center. So what I need to do, now someone else can just say, okay, do you know what? From hero component, let us add margin to the top. Like this. This is not bad. Maybe 100. Let's just say 100 pixels. Someone might do this just to push the hero component, push it by 100 pixels from the top. This is most likely what someone would do, which is not bad. Let's check it. Let's check the published link and see how it's going to look. It's not bad. If someone should do that, it's not bad. So let's reload. Let's reload and see what we have. Okay, see? I've reloaded and this is what we have. It's not entirely bad, I would say. I just need to increase this image a bit. So I'll just go back now and, maybe increase the image more. So like say, maybe 1,000, maybe like this. Maybe it's too much. Let's say 1,001. So let's publish again and see what we have. Let's see what we have here. So yeah, this is an easy route. This is what someone will just do because there are no one way to, So boom, someone this might fly, you know, even though the space in here looks big more. So what someone can still do is just to maybe still give that hero component more margin top. Oh, my system is slow because I need to update this arc. It's crazy. System is acting up. Maybe 150, but then I will do 150 divided by 16 rem. 150 pixel, but in rems, it is most likely, 9.3. Let's just make it, let's just say give or take 8 rem. Yeah, 8 rem. And I'm going to publish again. And we're going to see how that looks like in real life. So I published. I'm just going to come here and reload. Let's see what we have. This is how it is, which is not bad again, because this top side would be the nav. So you can see we have like something. Okay. Oh, sorry. We still have to add this. So yeah, once we add this now, you will see everything is looking just perfect. So let's quickly go and add this all-in-one SAS thingy. Now, mind you, there is a white rounded background and, a short text inside. Let's go and do that quickly. So now that's where we'll stop for today. So back to our Webflow. We're going to do it inside of the hero content because it is part of the hero content. 1, 2, 3, 4 things inside of this box. So let's go and add that as well. So inside of the hero content, we're back at the top. We're going to add a div block. We're going to add a div block. See, this is div block. We're going to drag it to the top. Let it be the first thing that we see. See here? The top. So let's reduce this 8 rem that we gave this hero component to maybe 6 rem, maybe 5 rem. Yeah, let's just stop here. Then this div block is what is going to be this white background. All right. So we're going to call it all-in-one wrapper. It's what is wrapping the text. So we're going to call it all-in-one. The name of the all-in-one wrapper. So it's a wrapper that is wrapping what exactly? It is wrapping inside of it. We're going to put in a text block, not a paragraph. Paragraph is long text. Text block is for more shorter text. Put a text block inside. We're going to copy it. It's a blue text, but I am just going to leave it at white like this. Paste all in one. I'm going to go to the parent, which is all-in-one wrapper, and I'm going to make it background white, maybe white. I'm going to make the color, the typographic color, blue. So it's going to give the inside, it's going to give it blue by default. And I'm going to give it a rounded edge of maybe whatever pixel they have there. Let's say maybe 25, 24 pixel round edge. And I'm going to give it padding of maybe left and right of maybe just like this, top and bottom. So boom, that's just it. Let's say 5, 4, 3. And here should have maybe 2 like this. And change this form to semi-bold. See? So let's publish. Once we publish, you will see how it's looking close to perfect, if not perfect. Reload. And we have this looking good. Let me not overwhelm you guys with too much. That's what we have. That's what we have for today. Whew. So that's been one hell of a session. Yep. So yeah, that is it, guys. That is it. That is what we have. You see how easy it is? See how I detailed it, you know, just made it look so, you know, easy to process. Yes. Welcome. You're far too kind. Yeah. All right, Divine, shoot your shot.
Good evening, guys.
Hi, good evening, Divine. How are you?
Okay. So there's this part in the design around the hero section. Yeah, you did something where you were trying to revolutionize your business with Google templates. You used PX for the div block.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we are using
you can convert it
on a much more bigger.
Okay. Let me convert it to RAM. That's like 59 RAM. Okay. Go ahead.
So I don't know if this you converted it to RAM. Okay, so because you use PX before, I was trying to ask if the PX was responsive. Let's say you're using like a much more bigger screen size.
Yeah, if you're using a bigger screen size, it is going to still, once it gets to 59, it stops there. Let me say, for example, let me reload. So this is what we have. Now let me go to inspect. So this is inspect. Because we've not done responsiveness, look how weird it's looking on small screen. But if we increase the screen size now, on bigger screen size, why is my image not showing? Okay, it's showing, but hey, look at on bigger screen size now. Look at, it's still going to stop at that 59. You see?
But do you think it's a bad idea if you use percentage instead?
Percentage can be good, but if you're doing some things that is defined, just use rems. Percentage can work if you there are situations where you use percentage. Sometimes percentage can be tricky because it change once 40% on this screen might be the 40% on, or 50% on this screen might be a different dimension or different size 50% on another screen, so it can mess. But there are situations you use percentage, sure you get. But if it's some defined thing, let's be practical. So now this hero content, if I say, oh yeah, I want you to be 60%, okay, it's too small, I want it to be 80%. Okay, this is good. 80%, this is good. Let us publish. So 80% on this screen size is looking like normal. So let's refresh. See how 80% now is now adding width. You see? You get to where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
Exactly. So 80% on A might not be 80% on B because of the size of the screen. So that's why some things that are defined, some things that are what it is, just use rems. So it's just is. If not, yeah, it might be messy. Percentage can mess your layout up every now and then.
Wow. Yeah. So thank you very much.
Yeah, welcome. So let's just leave it at 60 rem. Let's assume it's 60 rem. So yeah, 60 rem. But now I put it at 60 rem. It's just 60 rem anywhere, anytime, any day, any screen. So yeah, okay. Who else is going? Well, Mikey, boss, Michael, what's up?
Yeah, I'm fine. Oh, Dave, well done, man. Well done, well done, well done, well done, well done.
Thank you.
I just wanted to like chip in something concerning what the last user said. So for those sizes, there is another unit that you can use, which is CH
Yeah.
and character. So the advantage of that CH is there are some times where you have some break in some sentence. So if you do it by character, it flows really well. So that's the CH. So that's another thing you can use.
Yeah. Let's try it.
So complementary, yes. So you just need to scale it to match what you need to do.
Yeah. Let's say 70 CH, let's say 90 CH. Okay, 90
Yes.
Perfect. So it
So
calculates.
this is just like 90 characters. So you need to go beyond this depending on the screen size you have.
That's another one. There are lots of whatever they call it, SI units.
Units.
Yeah, so I use CH now. So let's reload and see CH. So boom, CH is even perfect, more perfect. It's just going to, once it gets to 90 CH, it breaks anything down. Okay, you get. So yeah, CH is another. So you know when to use CH, know when to use all of that. Use CH mainly for paragraphs and paragraphs mainly. Don't go and use CH on a div block. I use CH on a div block because I know the content inside is paragraph. It's going to, work with the paragraph inside. You can use, but don't go and use CH as a, unit for something else. I don't know if you understand, but yeah, this also fly. I think there are also other units too that you can explore. There is VW, VH, depends. But most of them works with different screen sizes. So yeah. Who else is going? All right. Cynthia, you can go.
Well done. I dropped some questions in the chat.
Oh, okay. Let me look at the chat section. Oh, lots of questions. How do you use, okay, how do you search for elements? Okay, I've explained this already. Control E, okay, great. Can I ask a question? Yeah, by increasing the size of image, aren't you against the design of Figma? I thought it's supposed to be the same. Figma is working with just one layout. Here you get. Figma is working with just one layout, which is 1440 or 1920. So, but now my screen is bigger than that. So you get where I'm coming from now. You get. Exactly. So Figma is just one dimension. It's just one eyes, one-sided. So the frame track design on YouTube, the second Y-OS after I position the main image on relative. Okay, the main image on relative and the other absolute on preview mode, it's scattered. Yes, it always scatters. That is why it will always scatter. That scattering is the first. Once it scatters, know that yes, you are doing the right thing. That scattering, you have to know why it is scattering. Scattering to what? Scattering to where? That was why I was following it up. I was explaining the process of if it scatters, what does it mean? Simply means it is trying to remove itself from where it used to be. Now trying to move on to a bigger cause. That bigger cause is something that you've called relative. This hero image here, this div block, is set to absolute. What it means, it has taken itself out of wherever it is before, and now found a new boss, which is this section hero that is a relative that I put to relative. It's going to scatter. Once it scatters, try to now use these positionings to align it. Tell it, move here, move there, move top. You see it's just, it's now going to arrange itself based on what you want it to do. And you can also leverage on how I try to use here to if it's too small, if it's too big, make it small. If it's too that, make it this, stuff like that. So yeah, that's it. That's it. So far so good. We would always do a so far so good after every class. So just to make sure that everybody is on the same page, learning and following up as usual. So before any other thing, I'll have to stop the video so it doesn't get too long. That's the recording. Then we can now do so far so good, because I don't think so far so good would affect any parts.
So, please,
All right.
My hero image disappeared.
Disappeared to where? Go and find it.
The hero. Go and find it.
Disappeared to where? You share your screen. Let me stop sharing so you can share.
Let me share my screen.
Yeah. Let me even stop the recording because